Hey everyone, Lou Lombardi here, aka Loudini from the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus, to tell you about our brand new sponsor, McNeely Beer, 6-packs and more, located at 441 McNeely Road in the South Hills.
Lou. Hey Lou, what's up?
Hey, Pittsburgh Kevin, what's going
up?
on, man?
Hey, McNeely Beer, 6-pack and more is right down the street from where I grew up. I go there all the time.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, listen to this, man. McNeely Beer carries about 700 beer varieties in singles, 6-packs, or 12-packs. They offer imports, crafts, domestics, even drafts. You can grab a gourmet hot dog, catch a game on the TV, create your own mix and match 6-pack, or just grab what you need and go.
You know, I hear that mix and match 6-pack is really cool because you get 20% off when you do that, and it's a great way to try something new without investing in an entire case. You know what I mean? So, and the knowledgeable staff will actually help you pick out your selections. McNeely is open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to midnight. Fridays and Saturdays until 2 a.m. And even with this crazy snow we just had, spring beers are already arriving, so you want to be sure to get your seasonal selections before they're gone.
Definitely.
That's McNeely Beer, 6-packs and more, located at 441 McNeely Road in the South Hills, and you can check them out online at mcneelybeer.com.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. Bringing you yet another fantastic interview. We have an artist on the line with us today who calls himself RESH, and we're going to find out all about RESH and the music that he produces. It's very cool. He's a new artist, young guy with a lot to offer. So very good stuff. Actor, artist, producer, musician. I think you guys are really going to enjoy this. Before we get started, I just want to go ahead and thank our sponsors. I'd like to thank Positively Pittsburgh Live Magazine, pplmag.com for short. This is Pittsburgh's first internet radio, TV network, and online community magazine and business directories. You definitely want to check out pplmag.com. And if you're local to the Pittsburgh area, and you're thirsty, you want to check out our latest sponsor, McNeely Beer. They are at 441 McNeely Road, Pittsburgh, PA. Pittsburgh's new home for the best selection of domestic, import, and craft beer. 6-pack bottle shop located in the heart of the South Hills. Pride themselves on personal, knowledgeable customer service, fantastic selection, and hard-to-beat prices. Okay, now let's go ahead and get into it because this gentleman I got here on the line, very interesting guy. He's an Argentinian singer, songwriter, actor, dancer, record producer, and director of Chinese, French, Spanish, and German heritage. RESH was born and raised in a small town in the north of Argentina. His first EP, Baby's Out, was out in 2015. His follow-up single, Boys Cry More, was released shortly thereafter. And there's very cool videos that you can find on YouTube. And by the way, I should spell it because if you guys want to look it up while we're talking, it's RESH. That is RESH. RESH, welcome. How are you?
Hi, doing great. Thank you. How are you doing?
Really good. So what were you up to today? What were you doing today? I mean, you record, you produce, you dance, you act. Were you doing any of that stuff today?
Yeah, I'm always going to dance classes and stuff like that, and producing music. I started working with this new producer, so we were seeing, trying to do something today with him. Then just like reading a play that I might be doing in a few weeks here in New York, and that's it. Basically, I just did my dishes.
Well, we all are, regular people too, and we got to, do the regular stuff as well. That's cool.
Which sucks.
I know. Well, you'll get there, man. You have a lot going on. I mean, one of these things is going to hit for you. What do you consider? I mean, you've got singer, songwriter, actor, dancer, record producer, director. What do you have a main thing? Do you have like the one thing that you pretty much consider yourself, or how do you think of it?
Right. Yeah, it's super strange. I think first to say that. Like if somebody ever asks me like, so what do you do? And it's just bizarre to me. It's just like for me to start, ranting and saying all the things that. I mean, I don't like to put a title on me. I guess just an artist. I love dancing, but I don't consider myself a dancer. I mean, I actually came to New York to be a dancer, a ballet dancer. But I just felt like it, it's sort of, you're in search of perfection. And I just didn't feel connected to that.
So is that why you left? Because you had you turned down a full scholarship for to go into music theater. Is that right?
Right. So I came to do classical ballet. I had a full scholarship. It was sort of everything was ready for me, and that's why I came to New York. But then my mentor, I started ballet really late in life, sort of at 15, and then at 17 I was already in New York. So that was kind of crazy. And I just didn't have time to think if I really wanted to be a dancer. I just knew that I liked dancing and I was good at it, but that was it. But then my mentor here, he kind of told me what a ballet dancer's life is like, and it's crazy. It's super short. It's just pretty much a thing of its own, and I just didn't want to be a dancer, with all that world around me, if that makes sense.
Well, you said that you came to ballet late. What is like the typical age for somebody who wants a career in ballet? When do they typically start?
They start at like 4 or 5.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, but I did gymnastics and things like that, so I guess my body was used to stuff like that, like very physical stuff, a lot of sports and things like that. So yeah, like then I just started doing musical theater because I needed to stay in New York, and that was my only way at that moment. I was 17, so I had to be in a school, otherwise I couldn't have been able to come.
Well, you came right to New York for ballet school from Argentina. Is that how that happened? Oh, okay.
Yep.
So you weren't really like a citizen at that. So you had to like either be in school or you had to leave. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And for legal reasons. 17 and just coming here without knowing anybody. It would have been crazy, I guess. I would have never been able to do it. I don't think. So I guess I'm an actor also. I've acted since I was like 6. But singing is the same. I guess I don't know which one to put before. I don't know which one is the most important.
That's fine. We don't have to put a label on it. I just thought maybe there was a little area where you identified a little bit more, since you do have records out and stuff. So that's why I thought I would just kind of ask you about that.
Yeah.
So how did you get? So it's one thing to be in music theater, so the whole other thing, of course, to be a ballet dancer. Now you're going from that. You actually have your own music out. Now, how do you make the leap or the transition, or how do you add in? Let's put it this way: how do you bring in songwriting? Now, do you play an instrument as well, or not?
Yeah. Yes, I play the piano and the guitar. Mostly piano. Guitar is just like a few chords, kind of like for songwriting purposes.
Right.
But yeah, I've always been writing and poetry and just like small films, and I would do films with my neighbors all the time. So it's been always like that. Creative energy has always been part of my life, and I feel like actually when I was doing ballet or when I was doing musical theater, I just felt like inside of a cage. I just couldn't do, I didn't feel related to it. I just couldn't feel happy doing it, I guess. I felt like it was sort of a job or something more.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel like I was being creative or that I was doing anything differently. But I do respect a lot, of course, like a ballet dancer. It's such a hard profession and it's such a hard discipline, and it requires a lot of, discipline and determination and all that, but it just doesn't work for myself.
So growing up in Argentina, what were your sort of? You said you were into gymnastics and you were a lot of physical stuff, but in terms of the arts, you sort of hinted that you did maybe some films with some friends and stuff like that. Were you singing, acting? Like, what was the sort of scene like there for you in your little town?
Yeah, so I was doing a bunch of theater, doing from just like plays like Romeo and Juliet, than to like small musicals that were sort of, original material from some people from that town, then singing everywhere. I mean, I remember going to like competitions. I was at a choir. I had tons, and I had like 3 acting teachers, 2 voice teachers. I was in like different, schools for like for different kinds of dancing. It was just like a lot of stuff that I was doing at the same time. I guess it's always been like that.
You've always had, even back there in your little town art scene, you were a real Renaissance man doing a lot of different stuff. You're acting. Let's talk a little bit about acting for a couple minutes. Are your ambitions or your interests primarily stage, or are you interested in film and TV?
Yeah, film and TV are actually, I love them, and actually I just finished shooting my first lead in a feature. It's called Carmen. It's supposed to come out next year, and it's just this beautiful script that came along my way, and then I got involved. I think like film and TV is probably my biggest interest, even though there is something very special about a play. Being on stage and the rehearsal time and the whole everything about it. It's super, super special. So I'm trying to get back to it. I haven't done a play in a while, so I feel like
tell
now it
me
might
a
be
little bit more
moment.
about this project, Carmen. This is a film?
Yeah. So
like an independent film, or what is it?
Yeah. So it is an indie. A director that I've admired for a while now. He has a few things on HBO, and he is doing really well now. His name is Sergio Allard.
Who's the director? I'm sorry, I interrupt you, but just say who's the director and say what he's got on HBO so we can all kind of pull it together. Go ahead.
Yeah, so this guy, his name is Sergio Allard, and he's done One in a Million. It's like this movie that I saw a few months ago on HBO. There is another director, Dennis Arqueros, which actually he was co-directing with Sergio this movie, Carmen. So it was actually 2 of them.
Okay.
I worked with them. We shot for about a month. I got involved in the film as an actor, but then we started sharing ideas and we became friends, and I actually ended up writing most of my scenes, rewriting a lot of things, and we sort of put things together. We took it to a slightly different place. It has a lot to do with homeless LGBT youth in the U.S., which is a very hot topic now and a thing that's happening a lot. So I told them this. It was just going to be about homeless people in general in New York, but I just wanted to bring up the specific issue that's happening. And so we just kind of started, bringing the project towards that place. So I ended up writing for it, and we shot it, and we finished a few weeks ago. Yeah.
Well, congratulations. So you not only I know you're the lead. You're the lead in this film.
Yes.
Oh, so not only are you the lead in the film, you got to have like some creative say in the sort of direction of the project.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, these guys must have really respected you. That's fantastic. Especially the first time out, So congratulations on that. That's fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what I like to do. When it's more of a really creative process for everyone. I'm more involved.
Let's talk a little bit about your. You released your first EP back in just a little while ago, back in 2015. Baby's Out. Tell me about Baby's Out. Tell me about who you worked with on it and where you recorded and how that all got going.
Yeah, so actually I started writing. Well, something happened in my life that I had to go into surgery, and then it got complicated, and then it was a crazy time in my life where I had to stop for 5 months acting. I couldn't act.
Oh, wow.
So then I had to do something about it. I mean, I had to do something at that time, and I was acting a lot. I was doing a TV show and a few other things. So I sort of stopped everything, and I went back to the piano, and for the first time, this was about 3 years ago, I believe. I just said, I'm gonna put my music out. Like I don't know what I'm waiting for, and I guess I just didn't have the time before. So I started looking for producers, asking everyone, because I'm from Argentina. I wanted to put some tango at first in it.
Okay.
So I started asking around people, if they knew about any tango producers or anything, and I actually ended up meeting Fernando Otero, who is like this incredible musician, producer. He's won a bunch of Grammys, and he has like all this stuff. He's a genius, I think. Mostly classical music he does. We met, and he's sort of become my father in the city. Yeah,
oh, wow.
So he's like my mentor, and he produced that album. Then we produced that. I released it last year, but there's a bunch of other songs that I just that I wanted to include. I mean, it's a very specific thing. I mean, your first album, it's sort of I wasn't very knowledgeable of a lot of things. So a lot of the producers that I met before, I thought it was going to work out, and then it didn't, and I just learned so much, So it was a really long process to get to that EP. Yeah.
So was it basically just the two of you guys working on this together? Did you bring in other musicians, or how did you do it?
No, so basically I wrote everything, but very basically, sort of just on the piano, and I had ideas, for how I wanted everything to sound like. So we met up, and I would tell them, so I want something like or this or that, or show them things, and so we would just do it together. I wasn't producing yet by then. Then Brian Forbes, actually another producer, he came on a bit later when we were already recording and mastering, and we fixed a few things, and but it was basically just us doing all that. Then I started producing, and actually the music that I'm making now, I feel like for the first time I'm actually able to really do what I'm feeling, and it's a much more direct connection. It's sort of I'm channeling directly, because I feel like now I just started to use Pro Tools and all that, and to produce my own music. So now I do it, and it's not me doing it through somebody else, if that makes sense.
Right.
Of course, I'm still bringing producers in, but it's much later in the project when the song already sounds like I want it to sound like. So it's just for polishing, or maybe I don't know how to write parts for violins, or for now I'm actually incorporating full orchestras and things like that. So for that kind of stuff that I don't know how to do, I bring people in.
Yeah, I want to ask you something. How do you approach lyrics? I mean, you said that you were writing poetry, but poems aren't necessarily lyrics. I mean, anybody that writes music knows that, understands that. I mean, do you does the song, does you kind of get the groove of the song and then say, start working with sort of sort of lyrics that will sound good with that? Or do you have a lyrical idea when you sit down to come up with music? Or how does it work for you? Everybody's different. I'm just curious how it works for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that each song is a different world. It really is. I don't have one method. I could be in the shower and singing something, and all of a sudden, there's a hook that I like, or some sort of a melody, and sometimes it comes. The lyrics come with a melody, and sometimes they don't. Lately, I've been doing a bunch of essays about certain things. Yesterday, I was working on this one. It was just the other side of the mirror kind of talking to me, and telling me stuff, and I was just writing, and then I look at it, and it's like 10 pages of a lot of stuff. So then I kind of started, highlighting the parts, the phrases or words that really, hit me, and kind of started putting them together in a song. And then actually, this new producer that I'm working with, he sent me a beat, which is something that I've never done before. I'm always trying new ways of approaching songs.
Okay.
I guess. So, yeah, it changes every time. Sometimes it's just on the piano, and actually, more often, it's just me on the piano, and I start playing a few chords, and then, but it's at first just like a roll, and then that becomes words at some point.
Yeah, you go back through what maybe you have written and see which you might have for that. Do you do that? Like you said, you wrote that whole 10-page thing, and you'll go back and see if you can see a lyrical hook in something like that. Is that something you might do?
Yeah, sometimes while writing those 10 pages, I get really sort of soaked into this subject, right? So. I'm sure there's always phrases or ideas and things that come to my mind when I'm writing that, and I feel like if I write a song from that, it's sort of writing it from a place, from a richer place.
Okay.
I go back and I find phrases that I like, and maybe even just words, that appear there and I like.
When you come up with a lyrical hook for something, you feel pressured within your own self,
Right.
to sort of okay, now I've got to write the rest of the words or put the rest of the words together to sort of support this lyrical hook. I'm trying to, you sort of set yourself up that you're sort of making a kind of statement, and then you've got to kind of support that, or do you not worry about that? Do you just kind of just let whatever words sort of seem to fit with it, and you just kind of let it flow?
Yeah, just let it flow, really. Actually, these last few weeks, I have been going through all my voice memos in my iPhone, and it's so many of them. There's so many ideas and so many hooks, and then I go over all the songs that I have, and it's hundreds and hundreds of things. So I feel like I just create them, and if they are strong enough, they stay in my head. So then I know how to I know where to go back. Sometimes. Do you think that maybe that because if it'll stay in your head, that it'll probably stay in your audience's head? Do you ever think? I've heard different songwriters say stuff like that. They're if I can remember it, then it's probably going to have an impact on the listener. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if it affects me or makes me emotional or anything, which there's many songs, that you just write them at a specific moment in your life, that something just happened and you write about it, and maybe you just let it go. But now I'm seeing that actually a lot of the things that I written several months ago, I'm going back to them, and a bunch of them are really hitting me because they have a bunch of memories around them, which is tricky when I have to actually, go and pick which ones I think are the best, or, which ones are my favorite, because they're so, I'm very biased, to that end.
Well, and sometimes, too, it's, hard to know, because you're close to it. It's your thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to know, just really, or, because songs can be like that. You want to be personal, but then if it's too much, if it's too personal, then how do people relate? So there's a little bit of a dance. Yeah, well, but you're a dancer.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. It's kind of cruel, I feel, to have to just do it like an EP or an album, because in a way, and that's why I called it Babies Out, is they really are my babies. Each one of the songs just they get their own personality, their own history, their own life, and you just want to support them, and you just want to put everything you have in them. It's like I want to sing them all then when if I do a show, but I can't, and I can't put them all out. So that's, I feel like, a very tough thing to do. I really want to put everything out.
The good side of that is you have a lot of you have a lot to draw from. So if you see being that active, you want to keep putting out material, well, you've got ample stuff to kind of draw on for a long time. So,
right.
Yeah. So I want to kind of get back a little bit into films for a couple minutes here before we wrap up. I was looking at your list of favorite directors, and two of your favorite directors are two of my favorite directors, Stanley Kubrick and David Lynch.
Oh yeah.
I know. This is just fantasy, okay? We're just gonna have like fantasy talk here for a second.
Sure.
Pick Stanley Kubrick. All right. Out of all of his films, what character would you say? Oh, I would love to play this character from a Stanley Kubrick film.
Yes. Jack Nicholson's character in The Shining. I can't remember the name, but absolutely. That just came to my head.
Jack Torrance, yeah, that's a great character. Okay, all right. I did not expect you to say that, but okay, cool, excellent.
Yeah, I always gravitate towards the weirder characters, always, and because I remember always in high school they would give me like Prince or something like that, and it's just not. I can't. I mean, it's just super boring. So I feel like I always end up playing, or I try to, like, whenever I go to like an acting class or something, or if I have to do a scene for something. Whenever it's on my hands, I always decide to do like a lot of character work. So I would do like an old man, or I'll do like a kid, or and that's what theater allows you to do a lot, right? Or like this like deformed person. Actually, I'm writing something about like it's actually like this deformed character that's kind of like living in a basement, creating a lot of paintings, and his twin brother is actually running like an art gallery. Well, it's a whole thing, but yeah.
That sounds very, very, very cool. Let's. Why don't you go ahead and tell us like what you have coming up in the next 6 to 12 months, and then we'll go ahead and like let everybody know how they can find you on the internet and check out everything you're doing.
Yeah, I'm planning on shooting 3 music videos at the moment, so that's something that I'm trying to schedule wisely, and a lot of new music. It's so much music that I just have to decide, which songs I'm going to release first, and how I'm going to do that. I guess like that's because all the film stuff, it takes so long. I mean, it'll literally be in like a year. So until that happens.
This Carmen project's going to come out what, like at the end of 2016, or is it going to come out in 2017?
No, so it's so there are some festivals that they want to submit in like February next year.
Okay.
So there's, it's all the festival circuit. I mean, I guess somewhere in the 17, maybe in the middle or something like that.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. That would drive me crazy. I did this great thing. I want to put it out.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you're going to be doing a lot of music this year. You got some music. You're working on some music. You're still writing. You're going to put out another record in 2016?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
A lot of visuals, and if everything works well, my first art gallery show.
That's right. We didn't even get the chance to talk about the fact that you are that you're an artist.
Oh yeah.
How can people find get in touch with you and see because you have so much going on? What's the best way for people to kind of like look you up on the internet and stay abreast of what you have going on?
I think probably Instagram.
Okay.
Instagram is like my most active social media. But then all my websites. I have 3 of them actually.
Okay.
My music.
Yeah. Tell everybody what you have out there.
Yeah, so on Instagram, I'm RESH Music, RESH Music. And then for websites, I have my music one, reshmusic.com. Then my art website, reshartfactory.com. And that's actually it, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
do you do anything with that Marco Pelu website? Are you still, or
Blue?
are you sort of done with that?
Yeah,
Blue?
so like that site, it's just it's an acting site, so it's more for like, I don't know, like if a director asks me like, hey, so I want you in this film, where can I see your material? I just send them, the website, or for like that kind of thing,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, so kids out there, guys out there, everybody listening, Resh says that Instagram is really where you want to be to kind of like stay on top of like what's happening on a regular basis with him. So that's Instagram.com/Resh. That's RESH Music. So you guys want to check that out. Resh, thank you so much for taking some time out of your schedule to hang out with us today. Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, it got really excited. I can't wait to see the film you're in, but I guess we'll have to wait for that. And next time I'll ask you about your favorite David Lynch film. We'll save something for next time.
All right.
Okay. All right. Hey, man, you have
absolutely.
All right, my man. Hey, you have a great night, and we'll go ahead and promote this for you. Okay.
Great. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks for the interview, and have a good night.
Take care, buddy. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
Hey, everyone. You were just listening to the artist known as Resh. And once again, I just want to go ahead and plug, because what a cool guy, huh? Just a really fascinating guy, just amazingly talented. RESHmusic.com. And then he says that Instagram is the best place to follow him on social media. So that's Instagram.com/RESHmusic. Thanks to our sponsors once again. Thank you, Positively Pittsburgh Live Magazine.com. That's PPLmag.com. Pittsburgh's first internet, radio, TV network, and online community magazine. And run down to McNeely Beer. Those of you who are in Pittsburgh or visiting Pittsburgh at 441 McNeely Road. And get yourself a nice craft beer, and just jot the number down if you can't find it. It is 412-563-BEER. Guys, you're listening to the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. You can stay in touch with, or keep up, rather, with everything we have going on via our website, LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com. The website is ever-changing and ever-evolving, so you make sure you want to check back. And please make sure that when you go there that you do give us your name and email address so you never miss anything. Guys, once again, that is LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com. Please patronize our new friend Resh at RESHmusic.com. Guys, we'll catch you on the next podcast. Rock on. Thanks a lot.